Hey everybody, I'm Brandon Grasley, and this is Grasley Games. I play games, I open products, and when I open boosters, I read every card in every pack. And I've got my final sealed pool that I've made out of my booster box from Amonkhet. And so let's see what we can make out of these cards. Starting off with a couple of mythics, we have the Angel of Sanctions in white. As foretold in blue, we have Approach to the Second Sun is a rare in white. Sandworm Convergence, which I like a lot. I think that's a fabulous card in green. Irrigated Farmland and Scattered Groves up there as well. So pretty interesting pool. Let's see what we can make out of it. Actually, let's start up here with our multicolored creatures first. These are our uncommon creatures. We have Honored Crop Captain. Let me fix my focus here for you. Honored Crop Captain gives other attacking creatures +1/+0 until end of turn. That's in Boros in red-white. Shadowstorm Vizier in Dimir, flying, and when you cycle or discard, it gets +1/+1. Not great. Wayward Servant is a zombie, and when zombies come in, you get to drain a life, and that's in black-white. Orzhov. Okay, and Watchers of the Dead was the only sort of interesting artifact that we had. Okay, so let's take a look at some of our stuff here. Let's start with red. Red, we had no rares, so let's see if we have enough in commons and uncommons to make this interesting. Consuming Fervor, that burns up a creature but gives it +3/+3 until it dies. Not loving it. It's okay for aggro, but not much else. Cartouche of Zeal is a pretty nice card. +1/+1, haste, and a target creature can't block. Maybe. Magma Spray is a shock with an exile effect. Good. Nimbleblade Kenra, Prowess, 1/3, so it's basically a blocker. Okay. Nephcrop Entangler, Trample, it becomes a 3/3 if you exert it. Okay. Thresher Lizard, if you're running out of cards, it gets bigger. It gets to be a 4/4 for 3. There's 3 of those. Okay, they're not too expensive, so I guess if you play enough of these, it might not be too bad, actually. Electrify, 4 damage to target creature. Hyena Pack, I don't really think so. Manticore of the Gauntlet. Yeah, Manticore of the Gauntlet I think could be okay too. So Electrify, basically a removal spell. So we ended up with a removal spell, quite a few creatures really. It's not too bad. Not too bad in red. Let me see how many creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and not too many super cheap ones. 7 creatures though. It's a good start. Let's look at green. Green has Sandworm Convergence. This one is pretty amazing. It costs 8, but that's possible in sealed. Games do go for a while. Plus we have some ramp here, I'm sure, in green. Creatures with flying can't attack you, and at the beginning of your end step you get a 5/5 worm. That's fabulous if you can get it out there. Even after a couple of turns, it certainly pays for itself. Exemplar of Strength. I don't really like this one too much. Just gains you life by removing counters. Synchronized Strike. Untap up to 2 target creatures. They get +2/+2 until end of turn. Costs 3. If you're exerting, there's 2 of these. If you're exerting, then that might be worth it because you can untap those and reuse them the next turn. Stinging Shot gets rid of your opponent's flying creature. Cycling of 1. Maybe. Not in love with that. Ashra Cultivator is great. That's our ramp spell. Shed Weakness. If you got a bunch of -1/-1 counters. This is a Fog. Put that over there. Maybe in the maybe pile here. Naga Vitalist is ramp. Dissenter's Deliverance. I don't think so. Cartouche of Strength. Yes. Benefaction of Ronus. No. Hooded Brawler. Yeah. It's good. Quarry Hauler costs 4. When it enters the battlefield, you can either increase or decrease a counter on something. And it's already a 4/3. I think that's pretty good. That's not a bad card. So, didn't get tons in green, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and a creature generator. 6 kind of creatures. And a lot of stuff that I didn't care for. There was one other creature there if we wanted. So, not tons of creatures, but that... boy, if we can get that Sandworm Convergence going. Okay, green's a maybe. So's red. So far, haven't really settled on anything. Let's look at black. No rares in black, but let's look at the uncommons. We have Nest of Scarabs. Whenever you put a -1/-1 counter on a creature, create that many 1/1 black insect creature tokens. That can be bonkers if we're getting into the counters. Baleful Ammit has lifelink 4/3. That's a great card. Faith of the Devoted. This is for cycling or discarding. I don't know. We'll see. Got to kind of build around that. Grim Strider gets smaller if you have cards in your hand. If we go in with red, then I could see using that. Stir the Sands makes 3 zombies, or makes 1 zombie and lets you draw a card if you cycle it. That's great. Oh yeah, we had 2 of these and one of them was foil. I think I'm good with both of those. Let's keep them both. Scarab Feast, exile 3 cards from a graveyard, cycle 1, it costs 1. Yeah, that's probably worth, if you're up against, I don't know, maybe that's a sideboard card, I guess. Festering Mummy, that's good. Trespasser's Curse, yeah, slows somebody down from attacking you. 2 copies though, that's too much. Dune Beetle, 1/4, that's basically a blocker. Cartouche of Ambition, yep. Curse Minotaur, yep. Unburden, no. Soul Stinger, yeah, I'm good with that. Final Reward, might keep 1 copy of that. Horror of the Broken Lands, when you cycle or discard, it gets +2/+1 till end of turn. Again, that cycling, eh? Got to be sure you want to do it. Dune Beetle, maybe. Not sure. Okay. What did we end up with here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and a token generator. So another 6, kind of. Maybe. Okay, blue. Blue's interesting because, hey, As Foretold. As Foretold costs 3, and it starts paying for itself right away if you've got some small stuff. So like red-blue would be pretty cool because you're going to end up with a bunch of small spells. So that's, if we play blue, that's a definite include because it's going to work out at least most of the time. Xenoseeker, flying. When you cycle or discard a target creature, gets flying as well. But it's a 2/2 for 4. Well, got to have some flyers. Trial of Knowledge, not bad. Lets you draw 3 cards and discard 1, so fine. Slitherblade can't be blocked, sure. Cartouche of Knowledge is fine. Winds of Rebuke, you bounce a card, any card, it doesn't have to be an opponent's, and then each player puts 2 cards in their graveyard. Don't know if 2 of these make sense, but 1 for sure. As a to deal with a creature or something like that. Compelling Argument, 5 cards into the graveyard, and you can cycle it for 1. I don't know about this one. I'm not sure. If we end up with enough Embalm creatures, then yeah, but otherwise I don't really think this is going to work out for us. Seeker of Insight, draw a card and discard a card if you haven't. Yeah, I think that's too hard to make happen. Essence Scatter, sure. Illusory Wrappings, yeah, that's a nerf spell. Couple of cancels, we'll take 1 maybe. Aven Initiate, yeah, it's got Embalm. Now this one lets you sort of scry, but lets you put cards in your graveyard. If you have some Embalm, that's good. That's good. Shimmer Skilldrake. Okay, how do we do in blue? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures with As Foretold. We're not real long on creatures in any of these colors. Okay, white. Angel of Sanctions. Yes. Approach of the Second Sun. Maybe. It's a little hard to make it happen, but sealed is long enough that it might work out. Devoted Cropmate. When you exert it, you can get a card from your graveyard with a mana cost 2 or less. It has to be a creature card. Pardon me. Maybe. We'll have to kind of count and see. Cartouche of Solidarity. Yeah, cartouches are generally going to work out. Fanbearer. I can see 1 of those for sure. 2, maybe. Jeru's Resolve. Untap a creature. It'll save a creature, perhaps. Not sure if that's going to be worth it. Compulsory Rest is Pacifism. There's 2 of those. Innocatcher's Name lets you go wide. Crop Spearmaster is the one that gives them first strike. And Winged Shepherd with cycling. Most of those cards were good. There just aren't tons of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. Oh my goodness. We're doing a lot of that. 5 creatures, 5 creatures. Well, I'm not sure where to land on this. I'm feeling like maybe blue is good. We've got lots of instants and sorceries and other non-creature cards. In fact, I had tossed one that I said, this guy here, Seeker of Insight. We could probably keep him too. If we're going to go blue, that looks all right. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13 cards already. If I can get 10 cards in a color to go with it, that'll be fine. In black, we were looking at 10 cards and a couple enchantments in there. Maybe. Green I was liking. I like that Sandworm Convergence, but I just didn't have enough cards in there. So I ended up with 7. Maybe I can just be a little more generous here. There just aren't really more creatures. There's just this one exemplar here. Well, you could put your 3/1/1 counters on some other little creature, so it'll super kill it, and this guy's a 4/4 with for 2 mana. Okay, that's a possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what did I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 21 cards so far. We can get that Watchers of the Dead if we want to. Sure, why not? It's a 2/2 for 2 with upside, no color. And I've lost count again. What did I say? That's 22. What did I have in here again? Anything worth it? Not in these colors. And I'm looking at blue and green. Doesn't work out for those lands either. Okay, what have I got over here? Well, I got an Evolving Wilds. We'll keep that out. Cradle of the Accursed. That makes a zombie. Grasping Dunes does the -1/-1 counter. And Painted Bluffs I don't really want. Okay, well, I guess it's a matter of finding one more blue card or splashing something else. And I think Compelling Argument is the one because it has cycling. Okay, that's where I ended up. We're in Simic. I have a fancy Slither Blade. I have As Foretold. I have my curve is quite low. I have lots of low mana cost spells. But that means As Foretold is going to be able to hit those fairly frequently. I don't have a lot of big creatures. I do have some flyers, so hopefully that'll get through. And there's some control magic in there. I have how many cartouches? Just the one? Did I have a blue one? I have a blue one and a green one, so I'll be able to bounce my Trial of Knowledge to get through some cards. I think this one might work out. Well, you let me know what you think. So go ahead into the comments down below and tell me if you think I put together a pretty good deck. Is it As Foretold or is it terrible? Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. Get a hold of me on Twitter or Facebook, etc. Like, subscribe. You know what to do right down there. Thanks a lot. GG. See you soon.